What is up, beautiful people? So today I kind of want to talk about something I've been seeing on Instagram and I've actually talked to a few people about recently, and that is food. And that is labeling food good or bad. And I know this is something that's really popular in the fitness industry, and it's just become really popular overall, is labeling foods good or bad. Or you have people on the opposite side that are like saying what I'm saying. You shouldn't label foods as good or bad, because technically no food is good or bad. The way that I personally see food, okay, before I say any of that, no, I am not a dietitian, I am not a nutritionist, I am not certified in any of this. This is stuff that I have done my own research on, so I just want to throw that out there. If you feel like commenting and saying I don't know what I'm talking about, you're kind of true. You know what, haven't gone to school for any of this. This is what I put my time and put my own research into, because I want to know what's going into my body. I want to know what's going to be most optimal for myself. And so I've kind of done some research on that. Sorry, something's on my hand. It's driving me insane. Anyways, so like I was saying, there are micronutrient dense and non-micronutrient dense. So micronutrient dense is going to be like fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, like all that kind of stuff. So more like plant-based, from the earth, from the soil, versus something that's made in a factory, which is going to be a non-micronutrient dense food. Now, both are fine to consume. If you're counting macros, the title itself is if it fits your macros. So if you wanted to stuff your face with processed food and that's how you fit your macros, that's how you fit your macros, and that's completely up to you. And if it works for you, then it works for you. I know me personally, if I eat a lot of processed foods, I will hold on to a lot more water weight. I'll get a lot more bloated. It's just because I have severe stomach issues, and it just kind of is a side effect from that, which when you have poor digestive health, it can cause you to gain a lot of weight just because your body's not able to do what it needs to with the food, like digest it, pull the nutrients out of it that it needs and all that kind of stuff. But if it works for you, let's say you're a lucky person and you get like 400 grams of carbs a day and you want your breakfast to be a whole pack of cinnamon rolls, go for it, man. It fits your macros. It's what you're wanting. There's no good or bad in food. If you want to go out and you want to eat some frozen yogurt, or you want to go get pizza with some friends, go do it. Like, enjoy your life. We all know it's delicious. Like, there's no reason to cut it out of your life. The only time I recommend seeing foods in that way, which even then, like, I don't, and that's on a competition prep, I don't see foods as good or bad. I see it as either it's going to help me reach my goals or it's not going to help me reach my goals. And so that's another way you can kind of view food is, oh, okay, this is super high fat, super high carb, so like pizza. But yet you're on a very extreme cut. Okay, maybe in that exact moment, the pizza is not the best idea. But if you're not on a competition diet, or if you're not, prepping or anything, go eat the pizza, go eat the donut, go eat the burger, go eat whatever it is, because it's not bad for you. It's not going to hurt you to eat one here and there. Now, like I said earlier, if you're eating this stuff daily, make sure you're just getting in some micronutrients. Make sure you're throwing a salad. Make sure you throw in some fruit. Make sure you throw in other things like that. And I've noticed for me personally, okay, so one thing I want to say, people say fruit is bad for you. Okay, I'm on a prep and I still get fruit. Like, it's not bad for you. It is natural sugar. It's a lot more better for you, I don't know if that makes sense, than a chocolate bar, only because it has more micronutrients. So it's going to give me some vitamins, it's going to give me some minerals, it's going to give me things that my body needs, versus the chocolate might just fix a craving. But if you want to eat the chocolate, eat chocolate. It's not going to hurt you. You're not going to die from eating a piece of chocolate every now and then. Enjoy your life. Find a balance, guys, if you're going out to eat with your family. So let's say you wake up, you're going out to eat with your family that day. Okay, just maybe be a little bit more mindful of what you're going to eat through the day so that you can kind of have what you want that night. So let's say you're going to like an Italian restaurant, you're going to get pasta. So then maybe throughout the day, just eat a little bit less carbs. And not that carbs are bad for you, because oh my God, they're not. I am the 200 plus club on carbs. So just goes to show you carbs are not bad. But if you're going to be eating a really carb dense dinner, maybe just have a little bit heavier or a little bit lighter fat, or oh my gosh, I can't talk right now. I'm sorry. It's the end of summer. My brain has turned to mush. Eat a little bit lighter carbs, maybe a moderate fats, and a little bit moderate protein. That way you have room for whatever you're eating at the end. If you're meal prepping, add some fruit in there, add some dark chocolate, add some whatever you feel you kind of want that day. I know when I was meal prepping, I was still doing like yogurt, definitely doing fruit, oatmeal, like the packet oatmeal, just to have flavor. And sugar, it's been proven. I can do, if you go to Avatar Nutrition, it's a website, they do macro counting, and I'm pretty sure there's articles on there. Well, the owner, or one of the founders, Lane Norton, if you don't know who that is, you're living under a rock, but Lane Norton has found some studies where sugar does not impact weight loss. What? What? Oh my God, mind blown. Not really. But sugar is processed as a carb would be processed. And so therefore, that is why fruit is a carb source, guys. And I don't know, stuff like this just gets me riled up because it's so frustrating to see people have, and I don't mean frustrating in a bad way, it's just frustrating for me because I can't help them, seeing people have these negative relationships with food because they're like, oh, I can't eat fruit because it's so high in sugar. So if you don't have that sugar and you don't bring your glucose levels up, you're gonna be, I know for me, okay, that's why whenever you're talking to a competitor and they're like 2 weeks out, they might be a bit snappy, they might be rude, and they might not even realize it. That's because their sugar levels are so low. Obviously they're still starved, but it's, their sugar levels are low. They're not able to fully function the way they need to function. All that macro counting does is teaches you portions, and then teaches you how to see each kind of food. So let's say like pizza. Okay, it's a fat and a carb source. It's not gonna be a whole lot of protein unless you're getting it like meat lovers or something. And even then it's still gonna be higher fat, lower protein, higher carb, and stuff like that. Or let's say I sit down, I go to IHOP, I'm gonna get an omelet and pancakes. Okay, well I see a lot of protein, maybe a light carb from the vegetables and the omelet, and then some carbs from the pancakes. It's gonna be a lower fat meal, just stuff like that. It's teaching you how to look at foods and how to portion them out. And so that kind of teaches you moderation right there. And I mean, maybe I should stop talking. I feel like I've just been rambling, but there's so much about food, and I'm not saying it's bad to have these problems with food, because I did at one point. You know, I finally learned how to push past it, how to change my thoughts towards eating. I used to be, I would, you know, restrict myself, and then stuff my face like twice a week with like, okay, so my biggest problem is I'm always hungry. My metabolism is very high. So I can finish eating and I will still be hungry within 20 minutes. So I would finish eating like a pint of Ben & Jerry's, and then I would eat like a thing of brownies, and then I would just like stuff, guys, I'm so serious, like stuff my face twice a week, because I was restricting myself. I was scared to have half of this or a bite of that, because I didn't want to get fat. I didn't want to gain too much weight. I didn't want to what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't want to hinder my changes. I didn't want to hinder the progress I had been making with lifting weights and doing cardio and everything. And so that restriction just caused a lot of negative thoughts towards food, to where I was eating, I started doing super low carb for a while, and I was doing high protein, low carb, low fat. No. And like, I wasn't even on a competition diet. I did not want to eat food. I was scared to eat food. But now, bro, I was on 3,000 calories and still hungry and beyond happy to eat. Like, food, I've started to learn, can do so much for the body, especially if you're doing a lot more micronutrient dense food. And so just finding the balance, finding life, and loving who you are as a person and respecting what you put into your body will definitely go a long way. And so, yes, I'm going to try to quit talking. I think that's like the third time I've said that. But yes, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all my leg workout. So enjoy it. And like always, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever. And if you ever try the workouts, let me know what you think of them. Or like, If there's certain movements you want to see or certain kind of workouts you want to see, whatever, just always let me know in the comments. I'm still newer to this YouTube thing, so there's times where I'm like, I don't know what to post. I'm tired of posting workouts, but yet that's all I really made the YouTube for. So if there's ever anything you want me to talk about or, you know, do, whatever, leave it down below. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate every single one of you who come and watch this, who try the workouts. And if you can take something away from this, that just makes my heart so happy. So thank you guys. I love y'all, and here goes the workout. What is up, guys? So I am at my home gym today. I absolutely love this place. If you're in Fort Worth, check it out. There's his contact information at the bottom. So I'm just going to talk y'all through my warm-up. And so here you see I'm on the treadmill, and I'm kind of going at each direction. I'm going to go sideways. I'm going to skip just to get the blood flowing because I had been sitting all day. So getting the blood flowing, getting everything moving, kind of get the joints ready, my knees, ankles here. When you walk backwards, it's more of a quad dominant movement. So warming up the quads, which in turn kind of helps the hips. Then hitting the other side, really pushing through your toe, pushing your toe down towards the treadmill, just to really activate the ankles, the Achilles, get everything ready, because legs is very demanding. So you really want to make sure that you're warm. Another thing is you don't want to just sit down and start stretching, because imagine you have like a frozen rubber band and then you go to pull it. It's gonna break. Not necessarily, your muscles aren't that gentle, but they are pretty similar. As if I were to just, after sitting all day, sit down and start doing a static stretch, like just sitting and holding, it's gonna be very uncomfortable for the muscles. I could potentially hurt myself even more. So I wanna do a dynamic stretch like this first, where I'm just moving the body around, getting everything moving. Here I'm going into lunges, get the glutes activated, get the hamstrings activated, lower back a little bit, kind of get everything ready, get the blood flow to the muscle. You see I have KT tape on my leg, that's just for my hamstring. And then here I'm gonna do swings. I have very poor hip mobility, so here I'm just opening up the hips, getting a big range of motion for any squatting or any kind of movements like that. I'm gonna do 10 on each leg, side to side, going behind the elbow, putting the toe up to the ceiling, getting the hips moving. My hips pop quite a decent amount, and then it actually helps my back a little bit with movement. And then from here, I'm gonna go to the side. And here again, I'm just opening up the hips. On the way back, I try to keep my legs straight and really feel the stretch in my hip. Same, so I'm doing like a dynamic stretch. It's a movement stretch. I am not sitting in one spot, and this is getting the blood flow, and it's a very good stretch, guys. And so here, and then I'm getting a little bit of activation in the hamstring and the glutes. Also, again, 10 of each. I do them all consecutively. I do not stop. And then from here, we're gonna go into another movement that I really like. Here, just trying to open up the hips a little bit, really stretch it out. And, ooh, I lost my balance a little bit. But yeah, opening up the hips, staying on the toes, picking that toe up. It'll stretch inside along the hamstring and kind of feel the stretch in the hips and the glute. And it's all about warming up, guys. You always want to have a good warm up, at least 5 to 10 minutes, even if you don't do stuff as crazy as this, even just walking on the treadmill for 5 to 10 minutes, getting a decent little stretch. Here, I'm stretching my hamstrings and a little bit my calves and the back of my knees. I've been having a lot of pain back there, so just kind of stretching it out, making sure that I have a good blood flow, making sure the muscle is warm and ready to take on any kind of weight. And then I'll go into some squats, get the knees ready, get everything ready to move, and just make sure everything's firing together, and I want to feel completely warm. And then from here, I'm going to go into what I call in-out jumps, just focusing on using my hips and my glutes to move my legs out and then push down through the toes. My heels never touch, just to get a really good burn and to be really warmed up here. And there you go.
So we can break apart to hear me if I seem a little unimpressed with this. An antisocial pessimist, but usually I don't mess with this. And I know you mean only the best, and your intentions aren't to bother me. But honestly, I'd rather be somewhere with my people. We can kick it and just listen to some music with a message. And we'll discuss our big dreams, how we plan to take over the planet. So pardon my manners, I hope you'll understand that I'll be here talking about her friends, oh tell them I'll be here, right next to the boy who's throwing up cause he can't take what's in his cup no more. Oh God, why am I here?